Alright, here we go, fellas. We're going to build a diff. B44.2. Here's where we're starting at. We're going to get some short out drives and some long out drives. We're going to follow step 1, page 4. And we're going to go down here to step 2 on page 4. Then we're going to work on getting them broke in real quick. We'll go over a couple things and little tips and tricks here and there. You're going to need all these parts here. You're going to need bag A. You're going to have your grease. You're going to have your out drives. Some bearings in there and some shims. I'm going to try to keep track of some of this stuff and make notes in my book, because my box, when I opened it, was like just thrown in there, just nothing but bags. Nothing was sorted. It's just a bunch of loose bags. I don't recall my other one being like that. It seemed like it came in more sorted out bags, but at any rate, you're going to need your diff gears. You're going to need your diff balls, your rings. You're going to need your thrust bolt, your diff spring, your thrust spring, your let's see, your pinion gear, your drive gear, your diff gear, I should say, the nuts, everything you need to complete the diff. You're going to need bag AA. I had to get my spare bag from my other kit out to show you this bag, because this bag isn't even marked in my new kit, so there you go. You're going to need bag AA, and you're going to need bag A. Oh yeah. At any rate, let's move on. Try to get this build over with. I got some racing to do. Now, I've taken everything out. I got it all pretty much laid out, so I know I got everything I need. But before I do that, get busy building, I'm going to have to do a little bit of cleaning and some prep work and get rid of some of these burrs off of here. If you see this white piece right here, that's got to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to clean all that loose stuff off. Anything that's trying to break off, I'm just going to pluck it off, and I'm going to get rid of all these little burrs on here. You're going to have to do that on all of them. And then you just take a little piece, maybe a little piece of sandpaper, and roll it up. And just some smooth stuff. Just kind of, you know, roll it up like so. In a real small piece. Just try to, well, this is not a real small piece, but then you're just going to want to try to, you know, clean it up a little bit after you burr it, because you want to try to get it as smooth as you can. So I'm going to have to go through and do that on this one. See that big chunk's coming off right there? You got to get all that off before you build it. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I can pluck it up here. See that right there? That came off of there. I'm going to get all that off of these. Same with this one. Anything you see that's bright white, get rid of that. Take your fingernail. See how that's coming up? You want to get rid of all that loose stuff, because what's going to happen is that's going to come off. That's going to be riding against the washer and the bearing, and that's going to come off. So you want to get rid of all that. Anywho, you can kind of see what I'm talking about there. And you're going to clean that off real good, just smooth it out. This one here I've already kind of messed with a little bit. You can maybe see how smooth it is. Cleaned it out. Took my knife, took my X-Acto knife, and I just press my finger up on it like that, and I just go like that. That way I don't dig in too deep. And this one, I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can put something black behind there. See that? How rough that is back there? You want to get all that rough stuff off. It's pretty obvious because it'll be real bright white, or kind of a chalky white. You just take it, just kind of get that off of there, like so. Another thing you can do, your reamer, very lightly go through there with a reamer, just kind of, get it off of there, go backwards, forwards, just real lightly. Then you're just going to, get you a little piece of sandpaper and just roll it up about the diameter you need. See if I can get this on the first try here. And then you can just kind of go like this. Just kind of get that off of there. Okay. Get all that off of there. You just want it to be as smooth as you can get without having any kind of debris or, just little garbage hanging off of there. If you see anything in here you can get rid of, go ahead. Usually the teeth and the little countersink holes here, they're like wedged holes that hold the diff balls. They're usually pretty good. I never have to do anything with those for some reason. Something about the way they do the mold, I guess. Then of course you're going to go through here and you're going to snip these off. Snip these off. You don't want to cut that ear off though right here. Don't cut those ears off. You got to have them ears on there. These little tabs, you got to have that on there. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get all that cleaned up. These rings, you got to clean them. Get you some motor spray. Shh. Sound effects. Oh, watch out. Close your eyes. Clean them real good. Don't be sanding on them or anything yet. Just clean them real good. These, I'm telling you what, you got to clean these things as best you can. This one I've already wiped once without any cleaner. I just wiped this earlier just for the heck of it. Look at that. That is bad. You want a diff to prematurely go bad on you, then don't clean them. They will get gritty quick. This is the clean end. Let's just clean that off. Look at that. And that's going to get in your grease, in your diff ball. Look at that. Oh my word. Clean in here. You're going to want to clean all that out in there real good. Gotta scrub this. We're doing surgery here, boys. You got to look at this diff like surgery. You have to clean your diffs before you build them. Even these rings, put them on a paper towel and spray them or whatever, or on a rag. Clean that sucker. Scrub it down. We're doing brain surgery here. Your diffs will last longer. They'll be smoother. If not, then you got to tear it all back apart, clean everything, and start over. Then we're going to get around to doing the greasing and stuff. The diff balls, I like to put them on a paper towel and just get my paper towel wet with, or on a rag, but I get it wet with some cleaner, motor cleaner, and just swish them around on the rag to kind of get any oil or any little loose pieces of metal on them. These are usually pretty clean though. I've actually put these in water, or not water, but paint thinner, and just let them soak just to see how much loose stuff would be in the bottom of the jar. Nothing. I mean, they really come pretty clean. Get you a pipe cleaner. Clean out in here real good. Scrub that out. I have actually had debris get stuck in there before. And it gets in your diff balls. It'll work its way in there, get in your bearing, stuff like that. Now I usually use a compressor to blow everything off, but after I clean it, I'm going to take me some compressed air. Just blow everything out real good. Make sure I got all this little cotton swab debris off of it. Good and dry. Don't want it to be wet with motor cleaner or something before you put the grease on there, because it'll just break down your grease. And then after I get all that cleaned up, I'll get on to the building process. You guys can be cleaning yours up, and we'll get down to some cleaning. We'll do some calibrating on the springs and stuff, and I'll give you some pointers there. What we got here? So let's see, this one here's calibrating out about 6.98, 6.99. Let's see what this one calibrates out to, just for grins, just because we can. Oh, 6.89, 6.91. I'll tell you why I always check these. 7.02. So let's go back over here. 699. 7.03. 7.01. At any rate, I like to check these because I want to put the shortest one in the rear. I always like to put my shortest one in the rear. I've done a lot of experimenting with pinching them, and I've heard a lot of people say they pinch them and stuff. I have gotten away from doing that. I did it on the second kit just to revisit some of that stuff, but I don't squish these or pinch them. I just leave them alone and go from there, and we'll get to that when we go to break in the diff. And if you got any questions, you can make a comment on YouTube, or you can come over to the RC Tech, the Team Associated B44.2. I believe it's the AE Team Associated B44.2 thread, the official thread. Look up Rigor. He started the thread. If you can't find it, RIGOR. And if you got any questions, them guys over there, they follow the thread every day just like I do, and they can give you some tips. And some of this stuff I've actually gotten from them fellas, and some of this stuff I've done for years. And you know, we all learn together. We pick up off of each other's little tips and tricks, and we get faster and we get better, and our kits look better and ride better and last longer, and we enjoy our cars more. So at any rate, I'm going to get all this cleaned up, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to build the diff, and then we'll probably do a part 3, and we will break in the diff, and then we'll move on to page 5 of the gearbox. And there's some, I can probably share some good information with you on that. I've really been playing around with that a lot over the years. So at any rate, we'll talk to you later, and see you on the .2 thread on RC Tech.